My name's Dave Cox. I'm the producer of Castlevania Lords of Shadow. What we've done with this game is we have tried to take the core element of what we believed Castlevania was all about from the very beginning, which to us was lone warrior battling supernatural creatures with a whip. So what we did is we kind of took that premise and we built upon that the story that we wanted to do, the gameplay that we wanted to do. So rather than kind of continue the Castlevania mythology the way it had been done before, we kind of decided to do something outside of it, to not do something that fitted into the timeline of Castlevania, do something original, something that existed outside of it, but retain elements and homages and little things that the fans would recognise. We didn't want to take the player out of the action. So you may have seen in the demo we have the ring system, and the ring system is completely real time. And what that means is that the player isn't taken out of the action. The action's still happening, the camera focuses in on it, it's still real time, it doesn't go to a cutscene. So this new system is something that I think won't distract players from what's happening on screen, and that was very important to me. Also, I wanted to have giant boss fights in the game, where the player could fully enjoy climbing, defeating the bosses without having these quick time events. One of the things that struck me about the engine was how it dealt with certain textures, stone and wood and fog and ice, and the way that it dealt with it was quite unique. And I think that's something that you can see in the game if you look at the demo. The visual style, the visual appeal of the game is very noticeable from other games. I mean, I often look at an Unreal game and I say, well, that's an Unreal game. It's very easy to tell. We wanted to portray the kind of elements of the world, mud, the plants and the flowers and the stone, these kind of things. I felt we need to be able to feel that in the game, and Mercury Steam's engine is very, very capable of doing that. It's one of its big strengths. Kojima-san is overseeing the project from afar, so he's not involved in the day-to-day running of the project, but he does give us feedback. One of the big things, which I've mentioned before, but is the main character Gabriel originally started off as a kind of barbarian type character, long hair, muscles, and that kind of thing, and Kojima-san said, you're trying to tell this tragic story, you need a believable hero, so you need to redesign Gabriel. Yeah, we've gone for a very orchestral, very epic score for this game this time around, but we deliberately have kept themes and music from previous games within the score. No, we led the development on PS3. One of the big issues for us was really because the size of the game is so big. So on the Xbox 360 it comes on 2 discs. Two discs, so it's so huge. So it's an action adventure game, but it's massive. We've got 50 levels. It's about 20 hours gameplay altogether. Really, no. It's really gameplay. It's a lot of gameplay. Our cinematics are quite short. We've kept them to a minimum. We wanted to tell the story within the game rather than do long cutscenes. We didn't. We deliberately wanted to be separate to the creators and the producers of Castlevania that have gone before. One of the things that I think was very important to me was that there have been many creators in Castlevania, many producers. Obviously, Mr. Grash is most famous, but I think it's wrong to say he's the father of Castlevania, because he isn't. He's somebody who's carried the torch, just like I am right now. People should remember that Castlevania has changed and evolved throughout the years. It's going to be released this year in fall 2010. We don't have an actual month yet. We're not allowed to tell you.